Hello, and welcome back to Morgan's lazy Sunday afternoon live stream. This week I've got back my normal co-host Sako to me, yay!
Hooray!
Who has been live streaming, I believe, all weekend.
Not all. Well, no, you're right. No, pretty much all weekend, except
Pretty
for
much.
no, even just now. Like I just came in from karaoke that I was singing basically in my car. So like, yeah, pretty much all weekend. Yeah.
So Facebook ads won this week.
What did you end up buying? Oh, the Reads-a-Lotl. Yeah, nicely done.
So I couldn't resist it. Facebook ad, occasionally wins, and this week they won. So
Facebook ads occasionally win.
yeah,
But I have to be careful because a lot of times they're like Chinese knockoffs of something like where I know the original artist.
Yeah.
And I'm like, stop stealing designs. God damn it.
I try that. But the other half of my feed is like, paranormal romance indies. So sometimes they get me and sometimes they don't,
Yeah, I gotcha.
I don't want to support Amazon's monopoly, but I also don't want to buy or download a new app in order to read somebody's stuff.
Yeah.
So just
They're
saying.
Yeah.
It's you got to draw the line somewhere, and my phone has enough on it.
I gotcha.
So yeah. So how has your week been? What have you been working on? What haven't you been working on?
I've mostly been editing photos because last weekend I went to North Carolina to do a bunch of shoots.
Oh, nice.
With a model that is like on this like spiritual quest to make art, which is awesome. I'm like totally signed on for helping in that endeavor.
Definitely.
So I still have some samples from that I need to like edit and post.
Okay. I heard somebody say hi or pay more attention to me just now.
Pabu, come here. Yes, come here. Why are you meowing at me from there?
Like the dog saying pet me, but like standing just out of reach. Yeah.
I don't know what she wants. Maybe she's hungry. I don't know.
Maybe.
Or maybe she's complaining that the cat box is full. I don't.
Right.
She could be doing that as well.
I mean, there's also the complaint that you left the house.
In my experience, she doesn't meow when I get back. She just meows in my absence.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I was gone for like 2 hours.
Right. Which during pandemic times is basically a month.
Forever. Yeah.
So I totally get that. I had the weird sensation a week and a half ago where it just felt weird not having a cat in my house. I haven't had a cat for like 3.5, 4 years, but every so often it's weird not having one.
I understand that. I think only once have I lived in a house or in a place without a cat for a time. And then I had a roommate who had a cat. So that counted as like the lady had a cat and therefore I had a cat. Hi, Allie.
Yay! We have a Kelly and a Doc and an Allie. And Doc said, I believe hi to the cat, but not us.
Yeah. Meow.
Legit.
I guess that's his way of saying hi.
Very chatty kitty this week. So yeah. This week I'm going to be querying. I had a friend help me with my query letter because it's a million times easier to do someone else's. And I changed my story a little. So my query letter that I absolutely loved and adored needed to be tweaked. And it kind of lost the viv in attempt to make sure all the motivation and the stakes and everything were shoved in there without making it too large. And so a few tweaks, and I'm liking it a lot better. And so I was querying on Friday nights. Let's call it Friday night, not 2 a.m. Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to hit submit, and this one query for an agent submission form wanted the query letter with, you know, the 2 to 3 sentence about the story, and then the stats paragraph and the bio paragraph and whatever. Wanted the synopsis, wanted the first 10 pages, and then wanted a 1-paragraph pitch.
Oh.
I'm like, what do I put in that's not already in the query letter? It's like an abbreviated version of the query letter, but it's not a log line, single sentence, or Twitter pitch.
Right?
So yeah. I was like, what?
Like, how do you even, I mean, like, that's what I do, is like basically a paragraph, but it's everything else that I suck at.
Yeah. So I basically sort of massaged, you know, my comps and my log line.
Yeah.
I put those in there, and I think I started off with, you know, a story about sisters and faith beyond reason and blah, 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 blah.
Oh, weird.
This meets the religious whatever of this meets, you know, the sisterly support of Frozen. And
I
blah,
see.
blah, blah. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. So, Ali asks if it's overkill. It felt like overkill, but it also felt like me helping them know exactly how to pitch it to publishers. And so, since they probably have, I mean, the reason I'm getting an agent is because hopefully they have more insight into what the publishers are looking for that hopefully that can help them pitch it. Right. But yeah. So Andy is here. Hello and welcome, and was asking how your mom's doing.
She's actually responding to the treatment.
Oh, thank God.
So she's only got like 1 week left of treatment to go.
Wow.
This past yesterday was the last fundraiser for it, because
oh wow, I thought we were closer to the halfway point. I didn't realize we were done.
Nope, we're done. It was only 9 weeks.
Wow.
So only 9 weeks.
Right. It felt usually like forever, but I didn't think we were done yet, you know?
Time, she flies. So she's feeling so much better. Her B cell count is down, and she's gaining some of the weight back, which is, she's like, boo, but she weighs less than I do right now. So like that worries me.
She lost a lot. Oh,
she lost a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. Like her shoulders were really thin, and her arms were really thin, and her face, like she'd lost it in her face. And I was like, but she's starting to look herself again.
Oh, so. Good. Oh, good. I remember when my dad was going through chemo. My dad's a city boy, and I from the north, and I am a southern suburbs girl where we drive everywhere. So when my dad is outpaced while walking down a block by me, there's a problem. I stroll, man don't stroll. He walks like he's going somewhere, and he's got a foot on me.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But that was what, two decades ago. So he's much better now. So glad to hear it. Andy says, woo, excellent, Sako, great to hear. And Doc agrees, yay for responding to treatment. And Allie, I think that's woohoo. Dancing, or, you know, maybe staying alive dance.
Oh, maybe.
So yeah. Oh, so glad to hear. And I hope the fundraisers went well. I do have the link, should be right below. If not, I'll fix it in sprints.
Okay.
So yeah. Oh, anything else thrilling and exciting, or is that plenty?
That I have to say, last weekend was really cool. Like,
Mhm.
I had an adventurous model, and she was a cabaret dancer. So
Ooh,
she was
fun.
basically and she's not a dancer,
Okay.
right? Not a dancer. So she was like transitioning between poses, like pretty much the whole time, and so
Oh,
like
wow.
even the in between shots look great.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like click, 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 click,
Right. Oh my goodness.
and they're all great. So like, yeah, I'm excited to work on that stuff.
That's awesome. That's super
And then
awesome.
I shot a model today that was like, I need to be directed. I'm not the greatest model. And I was like, okay, so how about we execute the ideas that I have, and then we split for the day. Because
Right.
otherwise I have no idea what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Were both photo shoots like themed or just
Mhm.
okay?
Yep. I did like 8 photo shoots last weekend, and they were all themed for something different, which was really
Oh,
great.
that's awesome.
And I shot one in 2 hours, like just like to drive there, shoot, and then drive home in traffic was 2 hours.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and I feel pretty good about the
Good.
content we made.
Nice.
It's going to require more Photoshop than I was intending, but it'll be fine.
Nice. I think the high point of my week was Prince William let me get my shot. That's my county.
Yeah, well, I still don't count.
How? That's ridiculous.
I guess because I put Asian American in my description in my pre-reg.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, racism, hooray.
That's
So like I still don't count.
hopefully soon.
I hope so.
You are on the pre-reg site, right?
I am.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're supposed to get a hold of me via email rather than calling me because I live in a dead zone.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, I was getting texts and emails.
Texts would be great.
Yeah.
I still get texts. So like.
So yeah, as far as I know, the only reason I qualify for 1B is because I'm overweight. Not obese, just overweight. And they're like, go ahead and get your shot. I'm like, that's weird, but okay. I'm not going to say no.
I guess they consider overweightness to be a health risk.
I guess. I know that my thyroid thing didn't count, and my workplace said technically because 10% of our people are in the manufacturing, our facility counts as manufacturing, so you should put yourself down as that. I'm like, that feels like cheating since I can work from home. I'm a software engineer by day, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
So I live in this chair, basically. I've got monitor or laptop, spare monitor.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah. So it's ridiculous. It's so weird.
I have nothing. I have a whole bunch of stuff in my history, but I've done a full, a mostly full recovery.
Yeah.
Right. So like.
Yeah. Maryland's not doing great.
Maryland's not doing great.
Doc says he hopes they'll open up on Tuesday and stuff. They haven't even started high risk. It's ridiculous. Allie starts work tomorrow. That's awesome. I'm going to do something real quick and then undo it. Okay. There we go. Sorry, I had prepped the timer, so I couldn't click on anything else.
Oh, I see.
So, but yeah, so Doc is hoping Maryland starts vaccinating high risk on Tuesday, so they'll see soon.
Mm-hmm.
They're still on age restrictions there. It should change after March 30th.
So. I thought they were on age restrictions here, but like
it changed.
Most of the people that I know that are vaccinated are official, like they're official. Like they got their vaccinations and they're good. So
most of the people I know who got vaccinated last week, it's because they opened up to another group on Friday and let people know. Like a week ago Friday.
I'm not high risk in any way, Allie.
Yeah. So hopefully soon. My fingers are crossed. I completely understand the yay, people are getting vaccinated. What the bleep? When's my turn? When can I start scheduling stuff?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
You're in friggin' limbo, and it stinks, and it really, really stinks. And
I'm probably gonna do a check when we go to a sprint, just to be like, did I miss a message?
Right, you're getting your weekly. You're still on the list, but not yet.
I haven't gotten anything like that yet.
Check your spam folder.
Oh.
Because you should be getting a weekly, yes, you're still on the list if it signed up properly.
Oh. Well, that's worrisome.
Okay. Otherwise,
I just got one. We are pleased to offer you an appointment to receive the free COVID-19 vaccine.
Yes!
I just got it.
Oh my God. They heard us shaming them for not.
They heard us shaming them. Make an appointment. I'm going to, yes, make an appointment.
Okay, let's go to Sprint so Sako can schedule.
Yes.
I'm sorry that Maryland does not send out the weekly reminders. It's
oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's one of the things I love about the Virginia one is it's like, yes, you are still on the list. We didn't forget you yet.
I didn't get any notifications that I was still on the list. I just kept logging into the site and being like, am I still on the list? And it was like, yeah, you're on the list. You're just, we'll get a hold of you when it's ready.
Weird.
And
maybe
I guess they only got a hold of me because they were ready.
Yeah. Okay. Well, woo from Andy and karmic shaming works. I guess. So let's go ahead and sprint. I am going to be looking for who I'm going to query next because I got another lovely form rejection letter last night, something. So it's time to send out more queries.
It is.
So, okay. And I think I know what Saku's going to be doing.
I think you do.
So let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. Schedule that vaccine. And we're back. Sako looks confused. Focused. What's wrong? You okay?
Okay, my screen has like refreshed.
Okay.
It was frozen for a moment, and I was like, So on March 23rd, the Prince William County opened a mass vaccine department.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be at where the Gander Mountain used to be in Manassas.
That's where 90% of the local peeps went last week. Yep.
I looked on a map, and there's now a house and floors.
No, that's where the map will take you. If you look Gander Mountain, it will show you the actual address, which is
okay.
It's at the mall, but it's not in the mall. It's in the strip mall on the way in.
Oh, I follow. Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, I got it from a news site.
Yeah.
I got the address from a news site, and it took me straight to Google, and Google dropped me off there, and I was like,
yep. Yeah. The first time I clicked the link with the address, and it took me to the home and garden thing, and I was like, I'm gonna leave an extra 20 minutes to help find the place because
I'm gonna leave an extra 20 minutes to help find a place. Yeah.
And instead, I got there 45 minutes early because there was no traffic on a Tuesday morning. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So yeah, it's there, and most of us got it at Gander Mountain if we're in this county, and they gave us the go ahead in the last week or two. It is. I heard Saturday was a madhouse, but during the week it was a little less hectic.
Yeah, I picked Wednesday.
Yeah, that's
the earliest chance I could get, like the first earliest time of that day. Like, I wanted it as soon as possible.
Yup, that's what I did. My first day, I think after about 2 hours, my arm started hurting.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
And tender for about a day or two. Like, it didn't hurt going in, but after an hour or two, it started to.
I was told to get it done in your dominant arm so that
me too. But like
when
they had us like in chairs with like the plexiglass between us, and I was on the leftmost. So like my left arm was out on that side. So she's like, I already marked the left arm. You're getting it there.
Oh.
But if I'd asked sooner, I'll probably get my second one on the dominant arm.
Yeah, if you have the chance to.
Yeah, and then I had a headache for like 12 hours starting after dinner, even though I had it before lunch.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, nothing. So
cool.
All right, well, let's pop over to the comments.
I noticed.
Lizzie said she's swinging by before dinner. She's not feeling too hot and is battling some harmful thoughts. And
I'm sorry.
Those can be a pain in the everything. In the brain, really. So working hard enough won't get me what I want. It's the last thing I have to hold on to. What's the point of having a gift if no one cares?
Validation versus actually like doing something because you love it are two entirely different things. Yeah. And like, you should really do it because you love it. And if you are doing it just to impress people, then perhaps you need to reassess your motives.
Yeah. I'm hoping somebody will take this, but if not, I'll indie publish it. You know, it's not that I think of indie as less. It's just indie requires a lot more footwork getting the word out about it, and
just doing the work. Period.
Yeah, it's a lot of work doing indie, and that's why I'm still querying agents, because I'm not ready to do that much footwork, really. So, because
agents help with a lot of it. It's true.
It's so hard to stand out. You know, you seem to have I haven't run into anyone who hasn't struggled with that. And a couple of years ago, I was talking to a friend of mine who runs a small pub, and he's like, you know, no matter how much advertising and pushing I do, if you're traditionally published, you're automatically in every store. And that's something I can't even pay to do.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's just a matter of reach. And, you know, even if the big publisher isn't pushing you, you're still getting on the bookshelf.
Yeah.
So it's hard, and it's definitely, you know, publishing is, you've got to have some intrinsic value in what you're writing, and be in yourself without leaning on that external validation, which is amazing, and obviously we all crave it, but they've got to come from two different pools. You can't let external take over for intrinsic value in your own work.
Yeah.
So you've got to, you know, love it for itself, and then also, you know, be open to it becoming, you know, someone's favorite book and them saying it's my favorite. Yeah, that's my dream. To have somebody unrelated, unconnected to me say, find out I'm the author and say, oh my God, I love that book. It's my favorite.
Doc nails it right on the head.
Let me pop down.
I wish I could make enough money off of Hope's Chest to actually like do something with it.
Yeah.
But honestly, people enjoy it, and that's, I consider it a success in that regard.
Definitely.
You know.
So popping back to the comments, Andy's like, I know the feeling. I think we all do. That's why days and sessions like this, to know that you're not alone and that there are people cheering for you. Jennifer swung by. Hello.
Hi, Jennifer.
She's like, yeah, it's true. You could flop, but you could also take off and knock something out of the park. Something you write could mean someone else doesn't give up on their dream.
Yeah.
So SM Ashwin swung by. Hello and welcome.
Welcome.
Lizzie is trying to quit while she's still behind. But you know, that's giving up before you try. You'll never win if you give up. Persistence is number one in this business, because even famous, well-published people have stuff that flops. Even people who were super popular 5 years ago, what have you done for me lately? You know, they're always looking for the new thing, and it can be hard. It really is. It's not an easy industry.
It's never a cakewalk, whether you do traditional or indie. It's never a cakewalk.
Yeah. So,
and it's hard to like keep going if you don't have like an agent like cheering you on, or you don't have a publisher that's like, hey, get this done so that you can actually like, you know, do things.
Yeah.
But the like publishers aren't there to coat your ego.
No.
Like, they're there just to get the product and push it.
They're finding what they can market, and they always dream of finding an untouched market, but mostly they go with the tried and the true. And hopefully they know their industry, but 80% is luck. 20% is how good it is and finding the right people. And 80% is just when it hits the market and what happens. And it's unpredictable. It really is, unfortunately. It's, you know, posts going viral. You never know when a post is going to go viral. And sometimes it's a post from 5 years ago that goes viral, you know? So even if it doesn't hit it out of the park today, doesn't mean it's not going to be a sleeper hit. So popping back into the comments, people are talking about how productive they were during that sprint. I think Sako got her vaccine set up. I queried one agent and I picked out the next one, and I was just about to type that one up. So Doc got dressed, emptied the litter box, came downstairs and got the stream set up so he can chillax on his Apple TV.
Nice.
Lizzie got 324 words in a blog post.
Nice.
Doc says redefine success. Legit. For me, when I look back at like my childhood dreams, I always dreamed of being an author. In my head, it was defined as having finished a manuscript. By that definition, I'm already there. So, you know, but we're writers. When we reach one goal, we always strive for the next one. And so it can feel like you're never done. You never achieve. And I've heard people with more renown than me talk about how once, you know, you're published, then you start wanting to get nominated for awards, and just getting nominated is the goal. And once you're nominated, getting the award, and then being the person to have won the award the most. No matter what, you're always striving for more. And part of that is because we're human.
Yeah.
And, if we don't keep going, that's...
I
Yeah.
achieved the things that I set out to do, right? And I did it in just a few months' time.
Yeah.
And I took my time doing it, right? So, like, I used the pandemic to release a book.
Yeah.
I finished it, and I released it, and, like...
Yeah.
And I sold, like, 50 or 60 copies.
Not bad.
Which is nowhere near what I was hoping, but I did like a really small shop, and people at that shop are looking for very specific content. So I'm honored that I made it on their list for as long as I did.
Yeah.
And like,
I do my best to set my goals as things I control, because I can't control the publishing industry. I can't control readers. I can't control sales. I can only control my word count, how much I'm querying, that sort of thing. And so by setting my goals on things that are in my wheelhouse and not based on things that other people have to do for me, I can at least feel like I'm making progress towards my goals, even if they're not achieving them necessarily yet.
Neil and Doc again hits the nail on the head. Neil Gaiman has imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Right. So like when he did his masterclass, he's like, why does anybody care what I have to say regarding writing? Like, why do people like my stories? I don't even get it.
My favorite author right now is probably Shannon McGuire, and I'm on her Patreon. And one of her reward tiers is ask me a question. And she's like, this is why I'm qualified, but this is why I am the worst possible person you could possibly ask for any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily go away. So let me pop through the comments really quick. So Jennifer says, Lizzie, don't quit on your dream. The bad thoughts win that way. Don't give them that much power. Kelly says, I stand out just for all the wrong reasons.
Right on.
I think we talked about Doc writes good stories. He wishes he could sell enough to live off of, but he calls himself a success because the people who do read them love them, even if it's not tons of people.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a negative comment about Hope's Chest yet.
Yay. Lizzie's definition of success would be people actually caring about what she creates and making a difference in people's lives, wants to make a positive difference and not be a waste of worth.
You're not a waste of worth.
Never.
Just because like maybe 10 people read your book and like their lives are changed because of it, that doesn't make like just put the book out and like your time will be worth it. And how many people read your book is not a measure of your worth.
No, definitely not. Lizzie also says that it's hard knowing you are worth something and not getting what you've worked for. And that's the thing about this industry is, luck is such a major part of it, unfortunately. Andy got 466 words done.
Hell yeah.
And Doc says not everybody says something. You can make a difference in someone's life without ever knowing it. And it's nice when someone reaches out to tell you how much, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen when you don't hear it.
Right.
And Kelly's like, congrats on that published book, Sako.
Hell yeah. And I have hard copies that I'm like, trying to
gonna sign for me.
Yeah.
Okay. And Kelly just finished converting his latest short to website. Now he has to touch the cover art with redoing the ship design. Ooh, that's tricky. Tricky as a bleep.
Ships are a bear. Like to draw, like to paint.
I believe you. And Jennifer says, Lizzie, if you cared enough to write something, you are not a waste of worth. You are so, so important. Legit. That's why we're all here. We think our writing is worth the time investment, even without necessarily there is no guarantee we're getting anything back from this. The amount of time and money I have spent on this one book is way more than anything I could probably ever imagine getting paid for it. So Jennifer would also like to know where her copy is.
Oh. Yeah, I'm selling. Now that the fundraisers are over, it's a lot easier to manage. But $30 on my coffee and an address for me to send the book to, will get you a signed copy.
Sweet. Did I buy mine yet? I can't remember.
You don't have to buy one.
I'm buying mine anyway.
You have not bought one, but
Okay.
honestly, you don't need to buy one.
I want to.
I mean, like, the book wouldn't be nearly as good as it is if it wasn't for you. So, like, I was not kidding when I sent flowers and was like, "No, really, you're the best. Goddamn."
This is the first thing I've beta read that's been published, and I'm super excited to see it in hardcover.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So excited.
I really hope it lives up to your standards. Like,
I mean,
yeah,
I can imagine it wouldn't.
I'm like tearing up right now.
Oh,
like,
I totally want to hold it in my hand. No guarantees I'll read it anytime soon. My to read bookcase is
like chock full. Yeah, but it looks great. Like, look. This is my. I'm actually keeping a copy for myself this time because I'm really terrible. Yeah, it looks.
You're supposed to get a special bookcase for all your books.
I will do that when I have enough books to make that a difference. Like, I have a single book, and I will find a place to put the books that I publish.
Jennifer asks, you said that was 50 in your coffee?
30. Oh,
I mean, if you give her 50, she's not going to say no.
I'm not going to say no. However, please don't pay any more than you absolutely have to. And the 30 covers like cost of shipping and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, SM Ashwin says all this positive messages is helping me motivate myself as well. Some great advice. Oh, good.
Awesome.
Yay. Kelly says he's really happy with the editor on his current short. She helped him bring out the tension and high stakes between characters.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's
why having a beta reader who knows what they're doing or an editor who knows what they're doing is like essential.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Just like the whole beta reader thing like really worked out for me because I got this lady to do it, and like the suggestions, she didn't go through and like edit at all. Like that wasn't the thing. The thing was developmental stuff, and like, which
is hard for me. I usually want to put in line edits.
Right. Well, every once in a while there was like a, hey, you should do this instead of this, which was fine.
I can't. Yeah.
Oh, like I used to use Edit Minion to like do the basic edits, and then like without pros and stuff like that. And they have closed down.
Oh no.
They took it offline.
Wow.
And so now my next best bet, I think, is Hemingway, but I'm not feeling it. It's not nearly as conducive to what.
Yeah. What about Pro Writing Aid?
Pro Writing Aid is not, it's unfortunately it is on Pro Writing Aid edits everything that I write on everything.
Yeah.
So I might pay for it for like a month.
Yeah.
And
didn't it used to have like a free version? I guess not anymore.
It does, but it doesn't do anything.
Oh, that's useless. Yeah. I'll occasionally take like a scene or a chapter and just drop it into Grammarly, and I've got the Grammarly plugin in Chrome. But
I was thinking of doing the same thing, but it's money.
I definitely ignore it half the time because it's wrong.
It's
And
wrong.
it does not have as wide of a vocabulary as I do.
Right.
And I'm not dumbing down my book for the thing.
Yeah.
I believe people can read and context clues enough that,
I hope for the best as well.
I don't think my vocabulary is that, pretentious. I just think I like using the right word in the right situation.
And they encourage that like all the time. So why they would correct that is preposterous.
Oh, so I used the word aggrandize in a sentence last week, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, and neither did my mom. She's like, I know exactly what you're talking about. I think it's pronounced differently, but I don't know.
What? Grandois?
No, aggrandize.
Aggrandize.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's the an action intended to increase the power, status, or wealth of someone.
Oh.
So,
no, I think you're saying it right.
Yeah, that's aggrandize. Yeah. Okay, good. I thought so.
And I think the pronunciation is correct.
Right. I used it.
That's another word that I've only ever seen written. So maybe I'm not the person to ask.
Right. So I was talking to my mom and I used that word and she's like, I know what you mean. And I'm like, did I pronounce it right? Because that's the first time I've ever said it aloud. And she's like, I'm not sure. My mom's a high school librarian. So she's equally well read and perhaps doesn't read aloud as, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And SM Ashwin is trying out for writing it right now. So
how
do you like it? How do you like it?
Definitely let us know how it goes. So
I am addicted to line editing. So and that's something that I'm doing right now to the book that BC and I are writing, that one. And there's a possibility that my horror label might want to publish it. So I don't know if that's what BC wants to do or if she wants to self-publish, because it's going to Amazon either way.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Whether it has like a thing on the spine for the publisher or not. Right.
Yeah. So popping back to the comments, Kelly said he thought his short was his most boring story, but it's been transformed by the beta reader. Transformed, I tell you.
Transformed. My book was completely transformed after you touched it.
I know I wasn't the only one, but I'm really excited.
You weren't the only one. I also called on some people who actually play the system and are aware of what's going on in the book as far as systems go. Right. So I wanted, on one hand, people who played the system to be pleased with how things were going, and people who didn't play the system to still enjoy the story. Okay. That was my goal, was to balance the two.
Right. I haven't played that one, but I mean, I have played a Decker and Shadowrun, and I have played some White Wolf stuff. So I'm not,
Yeah, and it's a White Wolf story.
Right. So I don't think the system would have been that, too far for me. But I just haven't played it.
It's super, super mage. Really super mage. And a very small nook of mage. Right. Very, very small nook.
Yeah.
And then I pulled in all the World of Darkness stuff to kind of make it a fuller story.
Right.
And I wanted it to be horror, I wanted it to be less of a thriller and more of a horror story, but I was told that it was a thriller with horror elements.
Okay,
which is fine.
I can see that. Yeah.
I think it wouldn't be misplaced in either section of the store, basically.
Gotcha. Andy says that a good editor is a joy.
A joy.
Definitely. And SM Ashwin says it's okay, but being dyslexic, I'm not sure if it's what I need, but the explanation of things like passive voice is helping.
Yeah.
Definitely brush up on your grammar if you're going to do your own line edits. But if you're dyslexic, I can definitely see pro writing aid being assisted.
Also using a font like Optimum or Optima.
Actually, Open Dyslexic is
There's Open Dyslexic as well that will help you actually be able to read your content.
Yeah.
Without it like jumping around on you.
Yep. From what I hear, it's like supposed to be slightly thicker at the bottom and then on the front end or the back end, and that's supposed to help anchor the letters so they don't try to flip on you as much. So definitely something worth trying if you haven't already. Oh, Devin's here. Hello and welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. I know.
Devin is everywhere that I am. Like he's just like all over the place, man.
Oh, right.
Aggrandize. Yeah, Kelly's got it.
Yep. He looked it up. So, and he's adding it to his vocab list. Occasionally it's the right word for the situation. Doc enjoys that you are at the
aggrandize. Is it
is
it aggrandize instead of aggrandize? Like aggravate, aggrandize. Like
this is how it
pronounces it.
Yeah. So let me play it. Aggrandize. That's what my thing read to me. So yeah.
We were right the first time.
Haha! SM said she's been using Open Dyslexic since at uni, and my mom was willing to help in editing, so that makes me feel better. Oh, good. You've already got, a lot of things.
You're already covered. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Well, do we want to sprint again?
Sure. Sounds great.
Okay. Let me see. Where'd the tab go? I have. Oh, right. It's not in a tab, and it's in its own. Wait, did I close the window? I closed the window because I'm brilliant like that.
Because you're brilliant like that.
Is that a song now?
It is now.
Oh, and because we're in 2021 and it's still amusing me, I'm still going by 21 minutes, friends. You might have noticed. When it stops amusing me, I'll stop doing it. But, I'm very easily amused. The bar is pretty darn low. So here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Let's get some words or queries or whatever in. Go. And we're back. So I sent out one more query and agonized over what they meant by a requirement for a second one.
Oh,
it was just really weird wording.
yeah. Which is really weird coming from an agent.
Not
They should be a little
uncommon.
bit better at being verbose.
Yeah. It was. Let me say. It said, please email us a query letter, which includes your credentials and explanation of what makes your book unique and special, and a synopsis.
Sure.
They're using synopsis the wrong way because they don't actually want me to include a synopsis. They want me to talk about the book like you do in a query for 2 to 3 paragraphs.
Right. Which is different.
Which is a different thing. And I wish they would standardize, what each thing means. I have a specific definition of query, blurb, synopsis that I follow, and that is not necessarily standardized across the industry. And I would like them to standardize to my definition.
Yes, agreed.
I didn't invent these definitions. I just
adhered
adapted the ones that made the most sense to me, that seemed to be used the most common.
Yeah.
So, this might be where I get into my rant about how the 2-page synopsis does not exist.
2-page synopsis?
Some people ask for a different length synopsis. In publishing, anything under 1 page is single-spaced. Anything over 1 page is double-spaced. The 2-page synopsis does not exist. It's the 1-page synopsis, double-spaced.
Yes.
So, yeah. So that's my rant. All done. So Andy's right there with me. What? Yeah. Standardization of terms to ease processes? Heresy. Also 422 words, because Andy is like a writing machine.
A machine.
True facts about the Andy. Doc edited 143 words, fixed some gun details that he got completely wrong in the first draft.
Oh, cool.
We've all been there. Maybe not specifically guns, but details.
Details and some.
And SM Ashwin got about 200 words done and some editing on another book. Woo! That's, for 20 minutes.
For 20 minutes, that's a lot.
I sent an email. So, I think all querying authors invent new and exciting ways to stress out. And we try to read everything into something. I was telling my partner, I read aloud my latest rejection letter, and he tried to tell me it was customized. And I was like, no, this is a rejection form.
Yeah. General. Yeah.
It was nicely done, but I just didn't connect enough with the story and the character to champion it for you. Everything is subjective. Try somebody else.
Yeah.
That's a standard form rejection.
That's standard form rejection.
So they really like to say it's not a good fit because agents are sick of being argued with, told they're wrong, or someone spends half a day fixing what the agent said was the issue and then sending it back in and just saying it's not for me is something you can't argue with.
Yeah.
So we get useless form rejections because people reacted badly to useful ones. And also the volume of queries has gone up exponentially, logarithmically. Which is bigger, exponential or logarithmic?
I don't know. Or are they synonymous?
Exponential goes up, logarithmic goes out.
Oh, okay.
All going up slightly. So definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The inverse of exponential is logarithmic. Thank you, Google.
Thank you, Google.
So
they are internet.
They should sponsor me. So yeah, how was your sprint?
I don't even remember. I did some planning, and I talked to a friend, and I tried to figure out exactly where this thing is. It's actually in Woodbridge. It's not in Manassas, even though it says it is. So
It's at the mall.
I'm
It's
coming
at
at it. It's at Potomac Mills Mall, not
Yes.
Manassas Mall.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't specify.
So I'm coming at it from the opposite direction.
Yeah.
But and apparently it's on the back side of.
Nope. Mm-mm. So like if you're coming off of the highway like 95.
I'm not coming off of the highway on 95.
I'm coming from the other side. But anyway, if you're coming up 234 Prince William Parkway.
I'm not coming.
You're coming in from the back side. It's on the front side. Like if I turn off at Prince William Parkway into the mall, that entrance, it's on the left before I hit the mall. Right.
Which means it's on the right on the other side of the floor place.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. But it's not on the back side of the mall.
It's not on the back side of the mall. It's on the back side of the floor place.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
It used to be a Incredible Universe way back in the day. Right. And they've had a hell of a time trying to fill it ever since then. So now it's like some kind of like storage facility. And so they're doubling it as the COVID vaccine mass place.
They've been using a lot of, shut down storefronts and stuff.
Yeah, apparently like Walmart was where to go for the stuff before. So and Gander Mountain, that whole building that they've got has more than enough space.
Oh yeah. It was huge though. Like, yeah, it took me, I think, 30 minutes to get through all the lines to get up to the registration part, but the lines were moving pretty well. And it's the first time I've been anywhere all pandemic where everyone was wearing their mask properly. I didn't see a single nose.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm not saying it's going to stay that way, but when I went, I didn't see a single nose and everybody had their mask on properly. And they weren't like pulling it down and scratching their face and, like you see a lot.
Good. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So it was really good. Andy popped in. He said,
it's in a weird spot. Yeah, and it was a General Dynamics office beforehand. Yeah.
Oh wow. So, Allie asks, "Do we live near each other?" Yes, we do.
Sort of, kind of. Like about a half an hour.
We're in the same county.
We're in the same county, but we're about half an hour difference.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I'm on the far end and she's on the other far end.
Yup. So yeah, we're south of the DC metro area, but DC metro area.
DC metro area, but like we're south
outside the Beltway.
Outside the Beltway. Yeah.
Oh,
we are IRL friends. Yes.
We knew each other before AuthorTube.
Before AuthorTube, indeed.
Yep.
It is a great excuse to like keep in touch, though.
Definitely, because before AuthorTube, I think
it was parties.
We saw each other at parties, and then my ex and I split. And your husband's such good friends with my ex, so it got a little awkward sometimes.
Yes.
Because my ex is having trouble moving on, or was for a time. I hope
for a time. Now he's off having fun. So
I hope so. Yeah. I mean, as much fun as you can working in an assisted living facility during COVID.
Yeah, but he's vaccinated, so he's like out having fun.
Yeah. So I'm glad for him. Yeah. I want all the best things for him over there. Yeah. So
exactly. And that's precisely what's happening.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh goodness. It's life happens.
Life happens.
Andy asks, 30 minutes away is near in DMV terms. DMV being DC or
DC, Maryland, Virginia. Yeah.
Yeah. So this section of right outside DC. So
30 minutes away is close. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
I mean, half the time it takes me that long to get across town to the on-ramp to the highway. If I go up Sudley.
Oh, that's Sudley is a freaking nightmare though.
I usually
if you can catch, if the lights were synced up in any capacity, you would probably be there in 5 minutes.
At night I can get across town. During lunchtime, not so much. So
then it takes another like 40 minutes.
I usually go Ashton and then cut over at Ballsford.
That's much smarter.
So
yeah,
it's a road that parallels the main drag, and then I just cut over just before the highway.
That's good.
So for people who are less local.
For people who are less local. So, and that's the road that goes east and west as opposed to north and south.
Yep. Ish. They kind of diagonal more than they should, but you know what?
They do. Yeah. But I go north and south. Yeah.
Gotcha. Is it raining where you are?
Nope.
It is heavily coming down. Started about just before the last sprint ended, so it might be heading your way.
Then it might be raining right now.
So just giving you a heads up.
Okay.
So yeah. I don't know anything else. Maybe we should sprint.
Maybe we should sprint, and then maybe I should unload my dishwasher.
What? Crazy talk.
Crazy talk. I know. It is crazy.
What I did not do this time, I did not close my timer window.
Woo!
I do like that acoustic arpeggio. I like the most soothing alarm possible. I do not like to be jolted out of my reverie.
That's why I have like a warning that it's coming. So it's like caw, 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 caw.
Right. Yeah. I'm also one of those people who like never sleeps through alarms, even if I'll roll over after it. So I choose the most soothing alarm possible.
Yeah, me too.
So
my morning alarm is so gentle. It starts off so soft and quiet, and then it starts to crank up and crank up and crank up.
Yeah. I absolutely hate people with multiple alarms. When I'm trying to sleep, if their alarm is waking me up before I need to be up.
Yeah.
Sorry. Couple caveats in there.
I will either sleep through my alarm, and Greg is actually the one to wake me up and be like, hey, turn it off.
Okay, confession, I do. My Fitbit does have that activity reminder, 10 minutes of the hour, that starts right before I'm actually going to be late for work.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I kind of have a secondary alarm because it's saying, don't forget to get your 200 steps in this hour.
Yeah, no kidding.
So yeah. It's sort of my backup alarm. And some days I make the conscious choice, no, I'll just work late. Because I have a flexible work schedule. And except for meetings, as long as I get my work in, it's basically pretty flex. So
right.
I very often show up between 10 and 11, and then I work till 6:37.
As long as you put in the hours, right?
Exactly. So I just have to remember to check my meeting schedule. I'm not always blessed with that. Doc is one of those horrible people who loves snooze buttons.
I will sometimes use the snooze button, but my autopilot will often just turn off the alarm.
Yeah. So if I'm going to bed late, what I will do is I will go into my alarms and I will turn off my regular one and I will turn on my late morning alarm instead of hitting snooze, because I know I'm going to roll over, and being woken up and half asleep for 40 minutes is my least favorite thing.
Yeah.
I'd rather just get that half hour and then have it wake me up, you've got 10 minutes to get dressed before your meeting. Okay.
I had half an hour between when I woke up and when I left this morning. Well, afternoon,
Right.
technically speaking. It was,
Once you got moving.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not great at getting moving.
I am also not great at getting moving. I need to have the coffee and cigarette thing first thing.
Yeah.
I feed the cat. I take my meds.
I mean, you're not a monster. Of course you feed the cat first.
I feed the cat. Well, he's usually my alarm, but I think Greg was like super nice today and went and fed the cat in my stead.
Aw.
Something tells me the cat tried to wake me up and couldn't.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Yeah. I hear that's the thing to do is if you need an alarm, feed or give your cat a treat at a specific time every day. And now you've got a living alarm you can't ignore.
He has started waking me up earlier and earlier, which is like super
Not
no
cool.
bueno. Yeah. I had a servitor that occupied the cat while at least until 8 o'clock. And then I would get up at 8 o'clock and feed the cat and do those things. But like, I let that expire, and now he's back to waking me up at 6, which is not optimal.
I think my natural sleep cycle is like 10:30 to 2 a.m. That's where I keep drifting toward. So
we should do a sprint.
yes. Doc says he has to snooze, otherwise he'll sleep through the morning. I'm so sorry that it takes you that many attempts to like wake up enough to get out of bed. I just hate alarms so much that I'll wake up before them just to not hear them if I hate the alarm.
Yeah. The tricky part with the snooze button is to time it in such a way that you're like coming out of a cycle.
Yeah, the default 9-minute alarm is just when you start drifting off again. It's just enough to keep you from falling back asleep, but not long enough to actually get you any more rest, which is basically the worst thing on earth. And we'll get you a snooze arm in the face. Just saying.
No.
Hate snooze. I hate snooze so hard. But anyway, let's stop snoozing our sprints and get to it. Right? That was a smooth transition, right?
Smooth.
So Doc's saving throw versus sleep is very, very high.
Yeah, me too.
Do you need a natural 20?
I need like a 19 and up. Yes.
Oh, that's rough.
So the cat weighs enough on my chest and he like headbutts me. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. and sometime, and then I'm like, oh, yay, kitty.
Aw. Okay. So we're going to go past our 6:30, but we'll do one more sprint and then we'll head out. So
okay. Sounds
let's go
great.
ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, I was looking for the tab.
Okay.
So
I've decided that this is going to be my bullet journal for the second quarter.
Is it textured?
It is. It's gold foil.
Oh my god. It's gorgeous.
And then on the inside, it says, "This black cat has got your back. Good fortune follows in his wake."
Nice.
And then it's got like little eyeballs, like in the darkness.
I'm 100% here for that book. Oh my god.
I got like it was a Facebook ad where it was like, get this special box with all these goodies in it that are black cat themed. And I was like, yes. that is going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Facebook ad. Sorry, Andy.
Right? So I managed to get another 2 queries in. So I think I'm up to 4, maybe 5 for the day.
The company is Compoko, by the way.
So
Compoko. So if you are interested in like the cool shit that they make, because they make some really cool shit, like stationery and stuff, like Compoko. Yeah, for the win.
Awesome. So how was your sprint?
My sprint was spent on basically unloading the dishwasher and then smoking half a cigarette and then running out in the rain to see if I wound up my windows from when I was out earlier.
I warned you.
Yeah, you sure did. You sure did.
So it's amazing how long it can take to send an email. Querying is so much more time.
When they want like multiple paragraphs, man. Like,
right. And then somebody's like, "What's your 1-line pitch?" And then somebody's like, "Why should you be the person to write this?" And I'm like, "Well, I have a sister, so it's a story about sister, and I enjoy."
You write what you know.
Right? And I enjoy explorations of why people believe what they do. And I love reading fantasy. Because I am my own target audience didn't quite seem like the right
answer.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Andy found the journals.
Oh, Compoko. Yeah.
So, Andy got 516 words and is going to be a copycat and go empty the dishwasher.
Nice.
Doc got 455 words edited, all the gun mistakes fixed, and now he's back to more significant edits.
Nice.
Jennifer says, from the looks of things outside her window, they're about to get dumped on with the rain again soon, too.
Yeah.
I put down flower seeds in the corner that's designated like a butterfly garden last weekend. And I watered it Sunday, and then I forgot to water again. And it rained Wednesday, and it rained today. So I think I'm covered.
I think you're covered.
So that's why I stink at gardening.
Yeah, it's because you forget to go out and water things.
No, it's because April is when, you're supposed to be planting, April and May, right?
Right.
And I live in Virginia, and it rains regularly in April, May, June, halfway. And 1 week before July, it stops raining, and I don't remember to start watering. And by 4th of July, everything's dead.
Yeah.
And after, 4 years of trying, I'm like, okay, I just can't remember that Virginia gets dry 2 weeks before July.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe I should set an alarm or something, but
maybe you should.
Don't need to water stuff until then.
Because you kind of don't need to water stuff until like July. Yeah.
Until a week before July.
Until before July. Yes.
Yeah, just before July. Yeah. Because Sako knows, I used to host a giant 4th of July party, and everything would be fine. We'd prep for 4th of July. We'd go out on 4th of July, and everything would be dead. And it'd be like, but you were doing fine like 2 weeks ago. So.
Yeah, if that. Yeah.
Andy's heading out. Bye. Thank you for coming. Doc is like, yeah, you got to keep those plants hydrated.
Yeah.
My raised on a farm grandma with a garden to the day she died, larger than the front footprint of my rancher house, would be ashamed for sure. So she grew corn, she grew peas, she grew butter beans, she grew strawberries and asparagus and squash and zucchini and all kinds of stuff. But yeah. Well, we are 15 minutes over. Did we want to go ahead and do our outros, I guess?
I guess we could.
So.
Howdy, neighbors. I'm Sako to me. I'm also known as Voit. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. I no longer have fundraisers to promote. I'm just hanging out at this point. Maybe
People can still donate though, right? If they miss the fundraiser,
they can still donate. At least until like the end of the week.
So
yeah.
And her links are down below. Wait, let me double check. Let's see. What do we got? Yes, they are in fact down below.
All right, cool.
And I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood. I am an actively querying fantasy author. I'm still working on my space fantasy. That's not done yet. And I blog, I vlog, I podcast writing tips and writerly musings. That's the name of the podcast. You can find it everywhere. I finally finished my series on establishing a social media presence. This final week was about videos. And over on my blog and the podcast the vlog this week, I was talking about how I hit 500 blog posts this week.
Holy crap.
I have been blogging for almost 6 years, over 6. I can't remember. There's a 6 in there, around there. And I started off just doing a couple blog posts so my author website wouldn't be empty because I don't have anything published yet. And now I've been blogging 500 times. So I'm talking about why I blog, why I'm going to keep blogging. And you can check it out at morganhazelwood.com, or if you'd rather hear me ramble about it, over at youtube.com/morganhazelwood.
Yep.
So thank you all for coming. I'll be back again next week. And maybe Sako, if she's feeling up to it, will be joining us as well.
Probably.
So, okay. Have a good week and good luck with your writing. Bye.